Ah! Ah! Hello. Can you hear me? Am I alive? Yes. Welcome, Zan. Thank you for the alert. Welcome, Maxi. Alright, so I was trying to get stream avatars to work, but apparently the account I made to do bot things, I don't know what happened to it. I don't remember. Let's see. I don't remember what email I used. Hopefully it didn't get hacked. See. Please hold while I try to figure out what the frick is going on. Pretty sure. The problem, I have like 50 emails and I don't know which one I used. You think? You know, it's very possible I used an old email that no longer works. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Let me actually double check Shumki over on Twitch. Oh, while we're waiting for that, is everyone excited? Oh my gosh, my game control always like pops up. Okay. Everyone excited for me to react? I listened to a little bit of it. I tried to do 4 times speed, but that's just not gonna happen. I can't understand a word he was saying. So we're gonna do 2 times speed, and hopefully we can probably skip around as well. I don't know if I'll watch it straight through. We'll see about that. Let's see. Okay. I misremembered the name. Okay, no. You have requested too many password resets. Freaking hell. Oh well, I won't be able to give y'all stream avatars. Oh no, not the ads. Not the ads. The ads. We're gonna wait for the ads to finish before I continue. At least only 1 minute, yeah. Yeah, I might have to do what Chester does though, because doing 3 minutes every 90 minutes might be better sometimes. But for now, we're gonna stick with... Oh my gosh, y'all saw my subscription page. Oopsies. 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 Bruh. There it is. Okay. There we go. We're gonna wait for the ad break to finish, it says. Alright, welcome back, Maxi. So I was thinking I could change it to setup of 3 minutes for every 90 minutes. I'm not sure. That might be better for the future. But for now, we'll just stick to 90 seconds every hour. I think it's 90 seconds every hour right now. But yeah. Alright, we're getting ready to watch a deep dive into a cancelled VTuber's unprecedented response to 1,000-page Cinder files. And it's gonna be great. We just know it's gonna be great because the Lord of the Rings is the first thing we see. Something you might not know about me is I'm a big Lord of the Rings fan. Not that Lord of the Rings is gonna come up a lot in this video, but yeah, I just get happy every time we see it. Alright. Ready? Set. Go.
The Lord of the Rings trilogy was written by the author J.R.R. Tolkien. It is one of the best-selling books of all time, selling over 150 million copies. If you want to read the entire trilogy, then it's around 1,000 pages. And considering that it's one of, if not the best written fantasy world ever created, then hey, it's actually a small price to pay. This means that for 1,000 pages, you can either choose to immerse yourself in one of the best written fantasy worlds of all time, or read a 1,000-page Google Doc about VTuber drama. I wish I was kidding. 1,000 pages, all dedicated purely to VTuber drama. How do you even get here? What even got us to this point? Well, it's only one of the biggest incidents in VTubing history. You see, Cinder was one of the biggest and most successful independent English-speaking VTubers in the world. Now look, some people will argue with me. She didn't have tens of thousands of concurrent viewers and she didn't have a million followers, but her community was so ridiculously loyal and held so much influence that she truly was starting to reach lengths that only other legendary VTubers had attained. For example, in the first 4 months of 2024, she had made over $65,000 just in bit donations on Twitch. This ranked her as the 5th most donated to Twitch streamer on the platform, right behind other streamers like Queso and Jinxie. She was the top VTuber on that list. In January 2025, she became a partial owner of the company Gamersubs. This is an extremely big deal, and it's only been achieved by one other VTuber, which was Shy Lily. I mean, she even had an article written about her back in 2023 with the title "Cinder banked on VTubing success and the investment is paying off." She'd only been a VTuber for a few years, but she was already reaching lengths no one could have ever dreamed of. In other words, the sky was the limit. And one of the reasons for that incredible success was, of course, her design.
So I'm gonna say this. I'm the type of person to do a lot of research before going into things, and so when I was into VTubing, I kind of just jumped into VTubing. I will say I didn't do a lot of research before I started VTubing with my Vroid, but once I was thinking about like taking VTubing a little bit more seriously, I did start paying attention to who's big in the VTubing scene, what makes them click, what makes them work, and so yeah, Cinder was one of the people I noticed because she was getting a lot of success as a VTuber and had a very strong branding, and just, I mean, And I didn't really watch a lot of her content. It didn't really interest me that much personally, but definitely interested a lot of people. So it was just interesting watching that. Oh my gosh, I blank so easily now. Anyway, so yeah, that's my thing. I already knew about her. I knew about Shy Lily. I knew about Bao. And then when Niji Sanji exploded, I kind of knew about them too. So it's like I try to do a bit of research about what's going on. Who's big on the scene. Yeah, I played very much of Lord of the Rings Online. I have not played any Lord of the Rings games, actually. I am open to playing them. I'm very picky, though. I'm very picky, because I love the lore so much that sometimes it impedes me from enjoying things. Like, I did not enjoy Rings of Power, for instance. Am I allowed to say that on an Amazon-owned streaming platform?
And the art style associated with it. The artist behind that model would be none other than Nanolist, otherwise referred to as Nano. She'd be Cinder's artist from the very beginning and would work on every single model of hers. Both of them benefited greatly from their working relationship. On April 18th, 2025, Nano would post the most recent model she had made for Cinder. It would of course receive a lot of attention, and you'd even see Cinder commenting, "Thank you for another amazing model, Nano." She'd make that comment on April 19th, 2025. And barely 7 days later, with no prior warning and completely out of the blue, Nano would make this tweet saying, "Hello."
That was actually 7 days later? That is so fast.
Please do not send hate to anyone on my behalf. This is all I want to say. Linking a Google Doc with the title, "Terminating my work with Cinder." This would receive over 12 million views. In the document itself, we could see DMs between Nano and Redacted for the most part. The reason why this was a big deal is because Redacted, always known as Red, was Cinder's manager. In these DMs, he was slander other creators, sometimes Cinder's friends. But worst of all, what these DMs showed us was the fact that Red tried to actively sabotage and blacklist other VTubers from being able to work with Nano. And again, some of the people affected were some of Cinder's closest friends. After this document would be posted, every top VTuber in the industry would leave a comment in support. And just as people were attempting to wrap their head around this, barely 6 minutes later, Bao the Whale, one of the pioneers of independent English VTubing, and someone who is practically friends with everyone in this space, would also make a tweet saying, "I was very hurt by someone I thought was a friend," referring to Cinder and linking her own Google Doc. And worst of all, we'd see that due to conversations between Red and Nano, Nano would eventually decide to cancel the model she was working on for Bao. Bao at some point would vent about this in her friend's group chat in which Cinder was a part of. Everyone would support her except Cinder. And Cinder knew very well that her model was canceled, and she also knew that Bao was very excited for it. This further pushed the narrative that Cinder was a backstabber who never took her friends seriously. You can see the immense support Bao received here and how everyone in the space is her friend by all the replies on her tweet wishing her well. Less than 20 minutes later, Bao's own music video editor would also post his own account of how he was treated by Red in DMs, and you see another VTuber by the name of Spike also make her own document, saying that for years she's been harassed by Cinder's community for being seen as a cheap copy.
Yeah,
Cinder
I remember
her,
this.
actively tried to blacklist her, even though she literally started streaming before Cinder's career even began. And finally, Silvervale, another VTuber who could be considered pioneer of independent English VTubing,
I think we
also
might be
her
able
own
to skip this
documents on
part,
Cinder,
because I
telling us how Cinder was
already
obsessed
know
with her for years, trying to be her
context.
friend, even though Silver had expressed that she wasn't interested. And worst of all, how as her model was being canceled due to discussions between Red and Nano, Cinder would be messaging her, congratulating her on achievements, yet again pushing the narrative that she is a two-faced backstabber. As this was all happening, the pressure was mounting very.
Yeah, I might skip.
Alright, so as I mentioned, this document is actually 1,000 pages. The way it's divided is in 13 different sections. These of course can vary. One could have 4 pages, the other one could have 230. Some of these sections are dedicated to specific people, most notably the ones who posted the most damaging Google Docs back in April of 2025. We're going to read the first 3 sections together, seeing that they're less than like 25 pages total. And then throughout the other sections, I'll be doing a combination of reading, plus summarizing, plus skipping all the repetitive parts because this document was written terribly. I can guarantee you it was not a pleasant read. And the last thing I'm going to say before I start is that after reading the first section, titled the response, I'm going to have a few disclaimers before we keep going. These will be fairly important in the grand scheme of things. So no more stalling, let's actually get to reading.
So he's actually reading it?
It's been over 5 months since everything happened. I have never been good with words, and I'm especially bad at verbalizing my feelings. I've always hid my insecurities, and it's hard for me to open up about this, even to the people closest.
I think I can read this faster than he can in my brain. You know what? I'll just let it read it. I don't want to read it out loud.
April 26th, when Nanolist and Bao posted their documents together after I had finished streaming earlier in the night. I was awake for almost 48 hours by the time I posted my apology.
You know
Looking
what?
back at it,
Can I make him a little bit faster? Just a little?
no, it wasn't good. I was not in a sound state of mind when it was written. I was blindsided by any of this coming out and the accusations made against me. No one involved tried contacting me privately before it. I was unable to eat, sleep, or do anything else but watch more documents and statements released while everything fell apart.
Actually fall asleep while I was watching this video, yeah.
I didn't have access to search for all the evidence to defend myself with the growing list of allegations. I didn't have time to put it all together cohesively anyways. I was petrified. How could I possibly respond correctly to a coordinated effort like this in the state I was in without just blindly accepting fault for all the things I didn't do or never knew happened? I rushed to get something out, to defend myself the best I could in the moment, and posted just so I could rest. No matter what I would end up saying, it would never have been good enough. It took me a long time to mentally recover and have the ability to face any of this again. I couldn't look at anything Cinder related without breaking down. All of my fans that looked up to me would let me believe I was evil and encouraged to destroy or donate my merch. Almost everyone I knew or cared about turned on me in an instant. Anyone who's ever had anything to say about me did. I have only one of my close friends.
Preamble is
kind of unnecessary. I reconnected with Red, and we worked things out between ourselves. We were both
it's a good intro, I think.
Anyone sooner, privately or publicly, because no one would believe me.
I just never get drama. I think what matters more than the fact that there was drama,
the first one would say to present the full story and the facts and evidence on what happened.
just learning, at least for someone like me as a VTuber, learning what not to do as a VTuber, and learning about how certain people might think. Why can't people just talk normally? Yeah, I know. But there's just bad people out there.
Point forward, say this document contains speculation. Basic accusations were made against me without evidence. So
this is the problem. The speculation part did not need to be in doc. I feel like if you removed all the speculation, you'd have a much shorter document.
But anyway, we'll get to that later. The fifth point would say this document is not to feel harassment or spread hate towards anyone involved. I am doing what's listed above and posting this document with the same public setting the original documents were. If you ever harassed anyone involved in my defense, you are not my supporter. Your actions are reprehensible, and I've never advocated for anyone to do this for any reason. I'm sorry to anyone who's been affected by any actions of community members against my principles. So these 5 reasons outline her purpose, and she does make a point at the end to tell her community members do not harass anyone. If you did, you're not a part of my community. That's always an important thing to add when you're content creator with the community. Cinder then says, I have been made out to be a two-faced, greedy, jealous, psychopathic narcissist who maliciously used, stalked, sabotaged, and betrayed those closest to me. Anyone around me for my own gain for years, manipulating my way to the top like some kind of evil master. You were.
I'm gonna say this. I don't think Cinder is any of those
complete public assassination of my character over lies and assumptions, followed by my cancellation
I feel
experience
like
with my
that's
accusers.
too much
If I was really the awful person to know that the other stuff would
somebody.
exist, I wouldn't have anywhere to refute claims made against me. I could just continue streaming and profit from the drama and over 30 million views the situation garnered. I could let everyone forget about this and come back like nothing ever happened, but it's not true, and I couldn't allow myself to move on without making things correct. Everything that's come out and stories that followed have been blown way out of proportion and turned into crazy conspiracies. Both Red and I have done nothing wrong. All that will be addressed here. But the story everyone was told was not the reality of what happened. Every single person that
Can I make this even faster? I'm like starting to get used to the 2.5 times speed.
Like overwhelmingly what happened between her and Red, sat back and played everyone, including my friends. She lied about me from the start, orchestrated things behind the scenes, and manipulated the public to their side. Silverville took the opportunity to lie all of our interactions together, making things even worse for me. They had the most to gain from my cancellation, including their own satisfaction.
I think the main, I like how he highlighted the part. I think he highlighted it.
Aside from the label speculation, everything presented in this document is true to the best of my knowledge. I have nothing to hide, and there isn't a reason to hide anything anymore. The blog
Can
shown
I
here is
make
what the
this even
no matter who you are, opinions, thoughts, opinions, change a lot over such a long period of time, for better or worse.
This is actually kind of a parody now.
People to care for or keep them for my own sake. My evidence is included in this document. It would be surprising if claiming all the evidence. All this is just me trying to lie, manipulate, gaslight my way what happened, and no one possibly believe me again. To show that I stand by everything written, and I'm sorry for the things I've done wrong. I made a very hard decision. I'm giving up.
Hello, Bartem. Welcome. We're reacting to VTuber drama content from Mujin. Basically, an overview of Cinder's 1,000-page doc, and I'm progressively making it faster and faster. Get through this. Especially since a lot of it is just words. I'm sorry if you are not fluent in English. It will be hard for you to follow. I am just moving it so fast. Without the use of AI, I'm a disclaimer. You know what? We're gonna go 4 times. Let's go. Hello, Chester. Flash warning!
Was the same exact word for word. Nothing changed. So let's do the aspiration monitor resolution. 16 by 9 aspiration for resolution. This document is 184 pages. Starting from horizontal to vertical. The page all of a sudden becomes 116. Yeah, it's that stupid. So this means the page is different on our version because the person who archived this monitor showed that page in particular resolution and aspiration. So every report is sending people around. So it is false. Centrally the AI and truly the changing documents is published. The third report is like almost done here. The fact that this document took a very long time to make. And Cinder indirectly shows proof of that. On page 105 of the 8 section title breakdown, Cinder will be talking about something that happened in Cinder's lore video, which made for a May 25 debut. That's really an image of the thumbnail where you clearly see what 3 weeks ago. The video was uploaded August 2nd, 2025. Cinder posted it October 8th, 2025. This is confirmed by Cinder had worked on it for at least 5 whole weeks. Honestly, I think it was way longer. I think this document, you just have many different screenshots of from very different timelines. You also have sections from Cinder both past plots of people talking about would link the exact timestamp.
Oh my gosh, so I'm trying to parse through all the screenshots. It takes up so much time. Okay, oh, they're married. That explains a lot. Matsi sounds so wrong, Chester. Like with the M, I thought you typed something else. Right, Maxi? Did you also fix that? You don't understand a word he's saying. Actually, I can follow this. It's just reading the document. I already read this 3 times. I'm gonna say this though, like personal relationship stuff, this does not need to be public. It doesn't need, I don't care. Let's be real, I do not care. And whatever, it's up to them, they're grown adults. We'll move on. That's not my problem with this whole thing. Yeah, I don't care, I don't care, I don't care. This is really embarrassing. This is the kind of stuff that did not need to be out here. That's what I'm saying, Maxi! I thought the M was something else for a second. It was very close. That's okay, I mean, Cinder can do that. Especially if they are married. If they are married, then that's fine. Remind to do the obligatory courses I do at work, yes. That is still his own person, yeah. That was one thing I recall that was the problem with the argument that people made at first, is that people were saying, oh, whatever Red says, Cinder will know about, and vice versa, because they talk as a unit. And while that may be true in the sense that if you are working for someone and if you're speaking for them, then it's going to reflect on the person that's paying you to do the management, right? Even if they weren't partners, that's still the case. But the thing is, that doesn't necessarily mean that she would know every single thing that Red said. So I think that part was weak in the original drama argument. And so when that was happening, I was like, well, we don't really know how much Cinder know. Can you mute the video? I don't think you need the. I think I do, because there's certain points when Mujin says commentary, and it helps. It actually helps my brain focus if I'm reading and hearing something at the same time. It's kind of funny though. I mean, I could mute the video for y'all though if it's bothering you, if you want. But I need the audio. I can actually hear what he's saying. They lowered the volume. Yeah, I think it's fair for Cinder to say that she didn't know. It is honestly okay. I'll mute it for y'all. Yeah, this got changed. Again, though, like, a lot of people have the problem with the fact that Red is back, but given their relationship, like, that's up to them, really. Oh my gosh, I don't care about this part. Can we move on? I don't want to skip. I just want to skip things I took accountability for. Oh, actually, I want to actually see what Red part talked about, because that's. Let me actually turn off the captions for a second. See, Red is claiming the claim is that Red wrote the parts that are highlighted in blue, but I do feel like his writing styles and other parts of the doc that are not highlighted as his writing. Okay, okay. Okay, this isn't the part I want to talk about. That's fine then. Okay, yeah. Okay, let's skip that part. Okay, we both becoming consumed by content grind. I mean, that's an easy trap to fall into. But I just want to skip that. Hello, Lath, welcome. This is the part I don't get. Okay, I'm gonna read it myself. The part where Red says here, the content creation sphere is massive, and the VTuber sphere is a fraction of that with its own audience. Everyone is always doing something, launching something, playing something. In a general sense, everyone is competition. So, this is the thing. I think the concept that the misunderstanding that they have is that they think that the VTubing sphere or content creation in general is a zero-sum game. So if someone else gains subscribers, that means someone else is losing out on subscribers. But that's not necessarily true, right? Like if you're a VTuber, you could appeal to different types of audiences, or or you could be in the right time zone for a certain audience, or you could be just a certain like style, art character design for a certain audience, right? And so you're not really competing that much. There is still competition, like healthy competition isn't bad, but it doesn't justify being catty to people who could potentially be genuine connections. And when I say networking, right, it's networking doesn't have to mean, oh, I'm gonna connect with someone so I can use them. That doesn't have to be the case, right? You can have genuine connections and relationships with networking. So just missing out on that because you're focused on competition isn't the right way to go. Okay, let's skip on. The bow what section is this? The bow section? But I see Silver Veil. Okay. Oh, this is the bow section. Okay. I only watch either people where the person is very sympathetic or the model is appealing to me. Yeah. And there's plenty of people where I like watching their clips, but I can't sit through their streams, right? So, I mean, I'm mostly their YouTube audience, which is fine, right? And that's people who I enjoy watching their streams. This one, I mean, Cinder basically admits to not treating Bao right and having a different opinion from her partner about it. Red apologizes here too, so we can just move on. Okay, let's see why. Oh my gosh. I mean, this is just drama about video editor stuff. Yeah, that sucks. I remember this. That was sad. I don't think that's the nano section, because the nano section has I have a lot of opinions about. Oh my gosh. Oh my god, again, another video editor drama. Speaking of video editors, I need a video editor. Editing my own videos is a pain. I've been editing my own. Yeah, Lathy would know. There's another video I have to edit tonight. Hopefully. This is embarrassing, okay? This is the thing, when you have relationships with people, sometimes there's just little things. I use Premiere mostly, and a little bit of After Effects. I started using After Effects. It's great. Is it? I'm being sarcastic. Anyway, things like this. I know, like, sometimes you read each point individually and everything adds up, so I get that, but also, like, why is this public information now? Let's actually skip over this. I mean, I don't care. Maybe, I mean, at the end of the day, probably the personalities just didn't vibe well. I don't, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That's just gonna, I don't care anymore about this. Basically, they were being bad friends. They had some, like, weird vibes that just it didn't have vibe check with each other. That's fine with between Ren and Bao. And then Cinder still thought of Bao as a friend, blah, blah, blah. I don't care. Let's move on. Numi. I don't even know the Numi. Oh, the Numi part was a concert thing. We'll skip that. That's been... Nanoless is the part I'm interested in. Try DaVinci Resolve. It's very intuitive and simple, and the free version is capable of doing crazy stuff. Maybe, maybe. I heard though that isn't DaVinci Resolve not able to deal with MOV files? Was it MOV files? Because like one of my friends had to like convert a file to MP4 to make it work. And I work with a lot of MOV files. Anyway. MOV, yeah. It does use them. Okay. Maybe there's some kind of file corruption. Okay, this silver thing is so crazy, not gonna lie. WMV, 3GP, and VOB doesn't work with DaVinci. Okay. Okay, there's a lot of commentary from Mujin that I can't hear. Let me go back. Hello, Momo! Welcome! We're looking at Cinder drama. And it's at 4x speed, and actually the video is muted because it was bothering people the way he sounded like so. I'm trying to read it as fast as I can. You know what? I might slow it down. This part. This part is the only part I really care about. We'll do it 2x speed, and I'll no longer mute it.
This is something you'll see more than once in this document. Overall, a lot of these topics will make a comeback in Silverdale's section, but that's way later in the document. Nano's section is the first section about someone else involved in the drama that Cinder wants you to read, and this is doing nothing but showcase to us how obsessed.
Yeah, and also I was doing it at 4x speed, so it literally was unintelligible.
And would add a small remark saying that he wouldn't mind if GamerSubs had their booth at Anime Expo with both Cinder and Silver on the art together, purely because it'll just make Silver mad while adding a laughing emoji. He then speculated that Silver stalks Cinder's page, which is why she asked Nano for a model, going as far as saying that Silver has too much of an ego.
So don't trust the spelling in the captions, because that's automatic captions, it's not actual captions.
One is just speculation. None of this has been confirmed so far. But to Red's credit, at the end of this conversation, he would say, "Now listen, I don't want you to think we're telling you not to work with her. She's a big customer." And of course, he's referring to Silverdale. He would then reiterate. So like, we're not saying to stop working with Silver, but like, we'll always have plenty of work for you if you're willing to take it. Red would specify the document.
This is the thing. I'm gonna say this. As someone who wants to be an artist, I would have nipped this conversation in the bud way earlier. I'd be like, I don't care about this. I mean, I love tea. I love drama. But when it comes to professional relationships, between me and client, right? If the client starts telling me, oh, XYZ, blah, 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 I don't, this has nothing to do with me. Let's stop here. I just want to, do the work that you need done, and that's it. Okay? Now, if it's something super serious, I'll probably find out anyway, like outside of DMs. Like, I don't need to know tea like that. So I would have nipped this in the bud way earlier.
no idea this conversation was happening until I told her about it later. I was speaking for both of us without her knowledge or consent. This is something he would do more than once in these 1,000 pages. There's a comment here that Red would make that I find interesting, saying that Cinder is Silver's Dinkelberg. It's obviously meant to be a joke, but it's also a reference to the cartoon Fairly Odd Parents. In other words, according to Red, Silver saw Cinder as a nemesis out of complete jealousy, while Cinder had no clue about it and was completely innocent. This was the logic behind Red's thinking. This is how he perceived Silver. Nano would then clarify that she was the one to ask Silver about making her a model. So this whole theory about Silver wanting to copy Cinder, okay, going to Nano just because Cinder's model was successful, she just immediately killed it. She does say though that she was now regretting it because she wasn't sure if she was up for more model work. Also adding that all this talk makes me feel sus. So like, I don't know if you call it manipulation. I think maybe manipulation might be a bit too far, but this multi-hour gossiping tirade of Red definitely was starting to influence Nano's opinion of
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I would have shut that down so fast.
She now found Silver to be sus. It sounds kind of similar to what happened with Bao, when Red would sit there and vent that Bao was stealing editors, was stealing things from them. All this negative gossip seems to have an immediate effect on Nano, and this is something that Red fails to acknowledge or mention throughout this document. After this, Red jokingly welcomes Nano to the inner circle. This was because most people had no idea about this drama. Nano was one of the few people that was told about this by Red. This conversation would really go on
Making
for a very
people
long
feel
time.
special because they have exclusive info is also not good. That's a red flag if someone does that. It's like, oh, I have this special info, you're special. No. That's not good. I don't want to be in anyone's inner circle. It's not good to be like in that kind of thing. It's weird.
Then say that this is when Spike would start to copy Cinder nonstop, and it would get so bad that she'd make a tweet about how she's not copying anyone in her design. The DMs would go on for another maybe 10-20 minutes, and it would still be Red talking about Spike in a negative manner, sometimes making fun of the way she talks, like Cinder is copying me. And we can already see in this conversation how this is starting to affect Nano's opinion of Spike, even though she probably never spoke to her or knew much about her. After this conversation, Red would tell Cinder about it. This prompted Cinder to message Nano about it the next morning. She told her that only 3
That is true too. Like, the first thing you hear about somebody often colors your perception of them unless something changes. Unless you actually try to go out there and find different information. Oh! Ad is starting. Alright, while we are waiting for the ad to finish. What's the deal, yo? What's the deal, yo? There's just this one part I want to talk about, and everything else is just meh. Heard I'm a weirdo, but turned out I'm a cutie. Oh, you are a cutie? How so? You are? But are you? Are you sure? You gotta prove it. Next thing too is that, do you wanna be a cutie? Not everyone can handle being a cutie. Oh, I hate ads. People over on YouTube. OMG, are you asking for pics? No. No pics. Ad rec is finishing now. Yay. Alright.
And Cinder would say, but Good Smile didn't even want Silver, to which analysts would get annoyed at and say, stop talking about Silver. Cinder felt the need to include this in the document and specify that the reason why she said this was because Good Smile was very hard to work with. When she said they didn't even want Silver, this is something she heard from another friend. It was in reference to how Silver was a much larger creator. So if Good Smile didn't want to work with her, they sure as hell weren't going to work with Cinder. So 5 days later, after refusing to communicate about this and letting it fester until the last second, Cinder would ask Nano to officially—
I like how Nano was like, stop talking about Silver. She should have said that way earlier.
So far, this subsection showed us that Nano was part of Red and Cinder's obsession with Silver and Spike since 2023, and it definitely allowed us to take more of a peek as to the logic and feelings that were dictating Red and Cinder in their actions. The next 8 pages in the document will be dedicated to yet again show how friendly Cinder and Red were to Nano, how Nano would sometimes ask for money and they'd simply give that to her, then subtract it from future commissions, how they'd always prioritize her for work above all other artists, and how Cinder would always include Nano's logo or reference to her in every stream background of hers.
This is the problem.
This again is
the problem.
She was a close friend to both of them.
Can't confuse a good professional relationship with being part of an inner circle. It's not the same.
Nothing concrete came out of it, but now it seemed like it was going to happen. Nano would tell this to Red and would even say, I know it's Cinder's enemy, but she stole my client, I'm sorry, to which Red would say it's okay. Red would then specify in the document that he hadn't forced Nano to call Silver Cinder's enemy, and that he and Cinder didn't even view her like this at the time. At the end of the day, though, it's up to you to decide whether that's a fair thing to say, especially after the hours of gossip Red had laid upon Nano. But during this conversation, Red would, like almost a broken record, mention the same things about Silver, and would even post the same image with Silver and Cinder side by side. This truly seemed to be one of his biggest passions, right? Uniting Cinder and Silver together, even though Silver was pretty distant from Cinder, and we see that in her part of the document.
Oh my gosh, this was also crazy.
But then would say, I think
The
Cinder and Silver were always
obsession.
fighting for your work behind the scenes, already showing us that he was worrying, if not already panicking. According to Red, this was the first instance of him implying that he'd be competing directly with anyone. He would then say we have some problems going on and things we need to fix, and just some drama getting to us, but yeah, it's non-stop crazy things. This was in reference to a message I typed earlier saying just a lot we have to take care of before that debut. This is when Nano's would again state, man, I know what's up, kind of like the gossip. Again, Red would take this opportunity to say Nano's always been open to talking about drama and gossip with me. During this gossiping session, Red would say that Silver's
That is true.
has been getting to them. And it was at this point that Nano actually realized, you know what, maybe she doesn't like gossip that much anymore. She simply didn't
Is the
care about
word
Silver
cute
again.
also?
She
No,
was
I don't think so.
I swear. Red would comment about this in the document saying Nano got tired of hearing about drama.
Unless Twitch censored it. I didn't censor it. Wait. Wait. Didn't censor anything. Let me see. Yeah, no, it doesn't. I think weirdo. Alright. I think weirdo was the one that was banned. Okay. Wee.
Her copy. This will be detrimental to her, especially since they share a lot of the same audience too. In his mind, they have to fight for that audience's wallets with their cups and figures. But then specifying it's not even about the money. Red just wants to see them get along. But of course, the marketing potential money they could make if they teamed up would be crazy. And this is something that Red was really passionate about as well. Overall, this whole situation is a shame. Getting a couple of gamer subs, especially back then, right, in the early days, was
it is 6 hours. Yeah, and the document is 1,000 pages. So like 1,000 pages distilled into 6 hours is actually crazy.
Cinder could never celebrate anything. They would always look at their accomplishments in comparison to others, especially Silverville. And in the end, they say comparison is the thief of joy. And this particular thief must have really enjoyed hanging around Silver and Red. After this, the next 9 pages would show DMs between Red and Nano.
Artem showed up. Hello, Artem. With people on 1x speed for 4 hours.
Then DMs between Cinder and Nano.
Who has time for this? No idea.
In which they prioritize working with her over any other artist.
Yeah, I have a few like hidden triggers to make the different boys show up. I think if you type bread, Luke will show up. Yeah, it's funny.
Change their plans to accommodate her, and choose to wait for her whenever she says that she can't work on things at the moment. They also show a couple pages that were directly copy and pasted from Bao's document. In any case, by November 2023, even though Nano was getting way more popular due to all the demands for commissions, Red and Cinder would remain very loyal to her. They would always come to her for their models, never hiring someone else. Them saying this might have been to soften the blow for the very controversial thing that Red would end up saying next. Because when this was revealed in Nano's document in April 2025, the art community and the general VTuber community was absolutely baffled at how someone could say this to an artist. It would be him saying, not to discredit any of your work, because everything you work on is the top of the line incredible, but when everyone's a Nano baby, it feels less special to be one, if that makes sense. He'd reiterate this point again as a comment on this document, saying this was about supply and demand, and the perceived value of Nano's models if they weren't as scarce. Like I said above, this was not
also the exclamation point clip does work. I don't think it will tell you that it did though, but I did set it up. I guess I didn't set up the text box telling you that it worked, but it does clip, just to let you know.
Discredit the quality of her work or her talent as an artist. I would recommend you say this to any artist you might know. You'll probably get punched in the balls. An artist lives to create, right? They want to do as many beautiful things as possible to impact.
Wait, this is the part I want to talk about. So Red said something about like if there's more Nano models out there, it makes Nano's art less special. It's about supply and demand and the perceived value of Nano's models if they weren't as scarce. But I think that is problematic. Okay, and he's gonna explain his reasoning more, I think, soon.
As they can. To attribute this action as a cheap supply and demand business tactic is genuinely, in every way, an insult to their work and their entire reason of being. But Red couldn't see that. He was too busy thinking about business. This was Red essentially trying to gatekeep Nano from others. There's
gonna be one more, I think, a longer explanation as to why he thinks that way, and I'm gonna have an argument against that because the logic is so bad.
House, to which Red says housewarming party when. Now at this point, both Red and Cinder wanted to make her 3.0 model to be ready by 2025, right? This was the end of 2023. Nano would say, look, since I'm booked till June 2024 so far, let me know whenever it's possible to confirm this new model, so I'll stop the models a bit for real and focus on yours. Red would say I'll have to talk to Cinder and talk to Blank again, and then Nano would say, like I said, would be an honor to being Cinder's mama, but if she wants to go for a Blank,
gosh, I need water. Wow.
So that Red can say, her saying it is what it is almost sounds like it's just business. This is in reference to something we'll see later that made Cinder look bad. Red would then say something along the lines of, we take pride in calling you her artist, but he specified that he didn't say this because this was about him and Cinder owning Nano or keeping her from working with anyone else. It was simply because Nano's style had become synonymous with Cinder's brand. Red would then
Maxi.
Also led to how unhealthy his and Cinder's
tell him, Maxi.
Rethink my entire current wait list. Red would say, huh, why you gotta buy a house? You and your husband need a house. Which Nano would say, I don't know, Cinder's just the best baby I got, to be honest. Red would say, just by talking about our plans to Nano, she said I was making her rethink her current wait list, calling Cinder the best baby I got, to be honest. The next page is something we already saw in Bao's document. In which Red would say, but I mean, if you want to clear up your schedule for more work with us, I'm not gonna stop you. Which Nano would say, yeah, I'm thinking on cleaning the most later commissions. This is when Nano eventually would say that she really wanted to work with Bao. She didn't really want to cancel. Shortly afterwards, Nano would tell Red that she's canceling.
You actually watched this video straight through, Chester? I had to skip around. I got bored. Mostly because I already read the document, but still.
This is up to you to decide whether it's true or not. A couple days later, this is exactly what would happen. Nano would message Silver. We already saw this in Silverville's document, and would tell her that she has to cancel the model commission because her manager, aka her husband, was asking her to cancel the most commissions possible for health reasons. Cinder would then
just stupid to tell someone that. Okay, there is a part where that thinking sort of makes sense, and I'll explain why.
Congratulating her on her gamer sub stuff and how she received it and how they look amazing.
But his argument is so dumb.
Silver would show this message in her document and would be disgusted over how Cinder was saying these nice things, but from her point of view, Red was in DMs with Nano canceling Silverville's model. Cinder would argue that this message was genuine, and that she had no idea what was going on in Nano's DMs. After canceling, Nano would express in her Discord server how she's feeling healthier and less stressed. This was a day after she had decided to cancel both Silver's and Khan's models. To Cinder, this is all very two-faced, because when Silverville would post her document about Cinder, Nano was already very well aware why Silver's model was canceled. She still, however, replied to Silverville's tweet and would say, I literally can't believe this, linking a screenshot of the section which was referenced very shortly beforehand, where Cinder sent a very nice message to Silver, while at the same time, 2 days earlier, both Red and Nano were talking about canceling Silver's model. Again, to Cinder, this was very two-faced. Nano knew exactly why Silver's model was canceled, and here she was acting surprised.
Oh, wow.
The next thing we see is Nano proceeding to ask Red about when she should finish Bao's model. Now we saw this in Bao's section, but what we didn't see was Nano calling herself a dedicated Cinder slave. This is something that
you know what? Let me find this part. Okay, wait, here. So this is a part I disagree with. There's a part. Let me actually go back. Is there?
Stano's art was to our brand, someone's passion, and someone's objective to make as many.
Okay. To me, it was a matter of supply and demand, just like a rare trading card. Okay, this is the problem. A rare trading card is one artwork, right? Let's say an artist made multiple. I mean, a lot of trading cards, they have one artist make all of the trading card art or some of the trading card art. That doesn't cheapen the value of the trading card if it's the same artist. What would cheapen the value of the trading card is if a bunch of that card with that exact art is printed way more so that there's an increase in supply, so that cheapens the value of that card, right? But it's one art, right? It's not like, oh, we have 5 different cards and only 5 of each exist and it's all by the same artist. That doesn't cheapen the value compared to if there's only one, really. I don't think it makes that much of a difference in the trading card community. So that's the problem with his logic, is that it doesn't make sense with the thing. Speeding through the vid like through a low speed limit. So yes, someone's posted in the Twitter chat. Welcome in, welcome in. Yeah, I am. I actually was at 4 times speed, but this part I kind of care a little bit more about, so I did 2 times speed. Now, one thing I will say, so there's when you do VTuber models, right? There's the custom made model, which is like the highest tier of model type. You go to an artist, you ask them for a specific design special to you, or maybe you design your own, like I did. I made my own designs, and then you submit to an artist who's gonna make it like a live 2D friendly version, or you can do it yourself. And then you rig it, right? That's unique work is only one of that thing, right? Now the next tier would be getting those customizable models, right? So like a very famous one is the the name is escaping me right now. It's that one custom model. What was the artist's name? I don't remember. But yeah, she released the custom model, which is great. And there's many other customizable models. My Mama, Gyoki Studio also released a customizable model with the ink style. So you can get that, and then you can customize it to match your OC, right? That's also pretty unique, right? Because yes, everybody can get the custom model for cheaper than getting a fully custom model. Everybody can get the customizable model, which is cheaper than a custom model, right? But everyone's gonna customize it in a way that's unique to them, right? You can, do different things on the toggles. You can retexture certain things. You can, add certain features, right? Or you can, add different assets, right? So that thing makes it unique to you, right? But it's not gonna be as valuable as a model that you had custom made from scratch, right? And then the final tier would be those okay, there's something in between custom model and customizable. Actually, in between that, there's the one-of-a-kind pre-made models. There's people who make pre-made models, you didn't design it yourself, but you can buy it because it's one of a kind and it's going to be just you, right? And after that is the customizable models. And then after that is the pre-made models that come with, like, anybody can get it, right? There's no cap, or maybe it's a large cap, maybe 100 people can buy it, whatever. Then you have like hundreds of people with the same model, right? And that would be cheap. That should be cheaper than a model that you custom make yourself or a model that is one of a kind, right? So that is the part where the trading card argument makes sense, right? But the idea that one artist making multiple different models of different designs, that doesn't cheapen the art. In fact, it can actually make your art more valuable because of the increase in demand, right? Because people see what you can make and the demand for it, right? So the supply and demand isn't as steady because yes, the supply of your art might increase even if it's a different. I don't know if supply even works in this case because it's a labor supply, but it's not the product supply because the products are all different. They're all unique. So it's not really a supply as far as the product is concerned. The labor, though, that's a supply. And then demand, though, will increase. So then the price will still go up. So I don't really understand his logic when it comes to custom models and having the same artist for multiple custom models. I don't get it. Because a custom model is a custom model.
Because of the role and importance they play for a VTuber, and the importance Nano's art was to our brand. It was never about who was asking Nano for a model, just that more and more people were. More new model clients, but more recurring model clients, meaning less time for anything we wanted to do with Nano, which is why we considered an exclusivity deal in January 2025. My priority has always been our plans and our schedule. Everything a VTuber does revolves around new model debuts. Merch, music, events, and more are all planned around a new model or outfit as a centerpiece. That's why I always ask Nano about her schedule and where she could fit in our plans at the consistent pace we've always.
Oh yeah, that's my main argument against him. We can move on though.
This is when Nano would say, I might be able to, considering I'll only take Silverback. It wasn't clear why she wanted to still fail to realize why the it's just business meme caught on. Document purely to support Cinder and Red's claim.
Anyway, I don't really care about anything else at this point. Nano probably made some mistakes. Same with Red and Cinder. Let's move on. What, Shy Lily?
Alright, so Shy Lily's section would actually be a mere 25 pages. It was definitely weird how one of the main instigators that Cinder claimed ruined her life.
I'm gonna go 4 times speed again.
Because the next section, titled The Breakdown, meant to be more of a recap of everything we've seen so far, would unofficially become a continuation of Shy Lily's section. The document was an absolute joy to read.
You know what? I don't care about this either. Like what? Just like... Basically what happened is that Shy Lily and Cinder are both co-owners of GamerSubs. So they did interact with each other a lot more, but weren't necessarily friends, I wouldn't say. And then Cinder and Shy Lily had like a miscommunication about V-Card and V-Card release, and it ended up kind of exploding their whatever working relationship that they had. And there was some passive aggressiveness, whatever, not blah blah blah. I don't care. Okay. This part should have been labeled speculation. I'm noticing that this is not labeled speculation, but this is very speculative. I don't care about the pink sections. This is the biggest section, I think. Sorry. Oh my gosh. Oh gosh, that design is actually really cool though. I think, is this Buff Pup? Oh, that is Buff Pup. That design is so cool. And just put it with that cringe stupid quote and made 99% of people just ignore it. This is the clown music. I'm hearing the clown music. Y'all can't hear it because I muted the video, but... Shy Lily at 4 times speed! Her puppeting is so good, though. Like, look how much she moves. Hello, Gamimaru! I am watching Mujin's video at 4 times speed, so I have muted the video for stream because his voice is unintelligible. I mean, the only part I was mostly interested in was the Nano part with Red's argument that if Nano makes more models, then it cheapens the value of the art. I had an argument against that. Everything else is just... I didn't care. It's just relationship breakdown things that didn't need to be public. It's also, all this speculation stuff did not need to be in the doc. Let's be real. If they cut out every single speculation part, the doc would be so much shorter. And the thing is, like... Speculation is just that. It's just speculation. Like, we don't need to know. It's not fact. Drama brings in the drama brings all the boys to the yard. Oh my gosh, Shy Lily's puppeting is so good. Look how much she moves when she talks. Now that it's 4 times speed, she looks like she's like moving like. I don't need all this speculation. Cringe. Oop, sorry. Oh, I love Shadow's model, especially the new one. Yeah. Not gonna lie, like even Bao, like Bao's been going through some stuff and has I don't want to get into it, but her new model is also I love it. I think at the end of the day, their strongest argument in the doc was against Nano, but it was still pretty weak. Like, I think Nano definitely made some mistakes with how to deal with clients. Like, you don't want to be gossip friends with your clients. It's not really wise. But it's not necessarily immoral, right? And then everyone involved is an adult with agency, so it's not like, oh my gosh, you have to cancel these models or else. Like that never happened, but I don't think that was ever the implication. So it's like I guess reminding people like, hey, Nano still is the person who chose to not do models after promising to do the models, and so yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. Oh my gosh, the mythic talent copium argument is so stupid. Okay. I'm gonna explain this for y'all, right? People who are in the VTuber scene are somewhat familiar with VTuber agencies, right? VTuber agencies work a lot like Japanese idol agencies or Korean idol agencies, right? Where they have a lot of control over their talents and what they do and how they say and whatever not, right? Mythic Talent is like an American talent agency, okay? An American talent agency has almost no say in what people do, all right? All they do is just go like, oh, here's some work, here's a new audition. We're gonna help you send the audition over to the casting director or that kind of stuff. That's what they do, right? But you can always look for your own work. That you don't have to report to them about what you're doing regarding the entertainment agency and entertainment industry, right? They're just helping you find work because they have connections and like access to things that are not public sometimes. The open casting calls, you don't need to go to an agent. You don't need to ask your agent for permission, right? The Mythic Talent is the same way. They like secure like sponsorships for their talents, but they don't have any say about what their talents do. Okay? So the whole Mythic Talent like conspiracy theory does not make sense at all. Because they do not own any of the IPs of their talents. They're just somebody that procures work for them. It's like, okay, here's a sponsorship. And you can say no. You can be like, hey, I don't think that sponsorship is good for me. Find me something else. And they can do that, right? The agency works for them. They don't work for the agency, okay? That's how it works with Mythic Talent. And so it's so stupid what people were saying about it. I don't care about the bow part. Wait, actually. Wait. Okay. Oh, not the speculation. Sky Lily's Sky Lily's tweet was like a mic drop. I remember this. I will say though, I disagreed with one thing in Shiloh's argument, saying that she doesn't believe that Red and Cinder didn't know everything that they do. I feel like that's impossible for any one person to know everything another person does. But I feel like it's worth being really mad. I mean, I sometimes can fall apart like Shiloh Lee. I just don't do it in public. I do think that her moving forward is fine. I do like that Shiloh Lee doesn't usually go involved in drama. Um, I think another thing to learn too from this is to not try to read into what people are doing. Like, if someone is just not able to do things multiple times in a row, maybe they're just busy that month. Because obviously, like, collab scheduling happens within a short amount of time anyway, so if someone is, like, dodging, maybe it's because they don't like you, or maybe it's just because they're busy. Like, it's not a big deal, and it's better to just not assume the worst and just take it in stride. Also, like, it's at 2 p.m., but just because it's at 2 p.m. and something else at 11 a.m. doesn't mean they want to stream all day. I mean, I wouldn't want to stream all day. I want some time for myself. I don't know. I think it's just like the paranoia part is getting to me. Like I mean, I understand. I sometimes do that too, but it's just like if something happens, you don't need to read any more into it than what it already is. Or if you're really worried about it, then talk to them. I don't know. And if you feel like you're not close enough to talk about it, then it's not that deep, probably. It's probably not that deep. Oh my god, it's not the speculation again. Not the pink. The V card. The V card. Okay. I don't care. Just I will stop. Silvervale. My take with Silvervale is that they're way too obsessed with Silvervale and trying to make something happen that was never gonna happen, and they should have just learned to just leave her alone. This is why I personally am afraid. I used to put like little like, oh, I'm a fan of so and so on my Twitter before I started working on debut stuff, and then now that I'm working on debut, I'm like, I am not interacting with my Oshi. I don't want to seem like a weirdo. So I just don't talk about it as much anymore. I do like different fans and their tweet and their art and stuff, but I don't interact besides that. I just don't want to seem like a cloud chaser. And I think that's the best thing. Like the whole like ship art, there's like a point where they talk about somebody posting ship art of I think here. Yeah, here. So this was actually this is a repost. The original post was like a ship name, and Silver wasn't comfortable with that. And it's things like that where I don't know. It's just I kind of feel bad. I can understand the idea of like wanting to looking up to somebody and stuff, and feeling like you could be friends. But at the end of the day, you can't force anything to happen. That's just that's the thing. Okay. Fight and Nyan Tails. I don't know. I don't know if I want to. We'll see. I know Spite is like a Cerberus VTuber and not a Demon Hound. It's different. This is the problem with the copying allegations, is that it's kind of hard to know if someone's copying or not. I just saw something recently about copying as well. That is just very gray area. I don't know. This is a stretch, I think. Oh, you don't. Nobody owns the concept of hellhounds either. Yeah, I don't care about this. I don't care. Every time I see copying stuff, it's like, who's Aru? Is this another copy? Oh, okay. I remember this. Yeah, well, let's go back to 2 times speed.
Self-reset matters. That's changed now for obvious reasons. It's hard to say, but Cinder's apology doesn't feel genuine, especially not towards Silvervale. The truth is, Cinder isn't the only one who makes others in the space feel used or small. People like her, Yaki, and others make me feel that the best choice for myself is to step away from VTubing entirely and make me afraid to build new connections. But as I said yesterday, there are good people in the space, and they're the ones worth holding on to. Don't let the bad ones stop you from being genuine self. She then ends by saying, what I went through wasn't nearly as intense as what Natalie experienced, but I do understand how hard it is to say no to a friend, especially when they make you feel like you're the only one who can help. I truly hope everyone affected by Cinder can heal and move forward, and I'm sorry for any negativity the situation has brought up from my side as well. She posted this as a quote tweet to Cinder's apology, and she included DMs between them, the same ones we saw in this document so far. On the next day, Aru would make another post, thanking everyone for the kind words, and addressing some pyro pups who thought she was putting more oil on the fire when she didn't need to. Aru would say, I want to be clear that the entire reason I spoke up in the first place was to show that it wasn't just Red behaving this way. I only understood her motive with me after Silvervale shared her document. Then, seeing her apology where she shifted all the blame onto Red, I felt it was important to step in, not just to support Silvervale's story, which honestly spoke for itself given how many people were affected, but also to point out that her apology wasn't honest. Even while holding deep hatred towards Silvervale, she still used me and likely others to try and force collaboration with her, all while pretending it came from a place of love and respect. This wasn't Red's idea, and it wasn't something he pushed. Here's what Cinder had to say in the document. Aru took the opportunity to speak out against me and lie, claiming that I used her as a tool to get to Silvervale, and that's all she ever was to me. I met Aru during the Twitch Rivals event in September 2022, and I met her in person with Red at TwitchCon the following month. At the con, she mentioned that she knew Silvervale while we were sitting by the Vishojo booth. This was the first time I learned this, and I didn't notice they were mutuals like she claimed. I told her I was planning to go to her meet and greet the next day. I had nothing against Silvervale at the time this happened, and I wasn't motivated to meet her up by deep hatred like Aru claimed. I chose to invite Aru to come with me because I was nervous to see her myself, but I was going either way. Red was with us, but he stepped away to the side when we saw Silver. While Aru, Red, and I were waiting in line right after the meet and greet, Aru was the one who suggested the idea of a canine collab between us two and Silver, even though she claimed I pushed it onto her in her tweets. Since it was a verbal conversation 3 years ago, I don't have any evidence of this other than Red and I both being able to corroborate. She then chose DMs between Red and Nano where Red was spilling beans and telling Nano how even Aru wanted to ask Silver if the two of them and Cinder could do a Wolf Girl collab together. This was on the 10th of May 2023. Cinder would continue. After the con, I asked Aru about the idea to see if she was serious, and she happily asked Silver about it. At the start of December, I asked Aru again about the collab to check if she'd heard anything about it. She said, let me message her right now, which she admitted was a lie in her tweet. Aru never said anything else about it, and I didn't ask her again. This in no way changed my friendship or view of Aru. She said by 2023 our interactions nearly stopped.
So this is just he said, she said, and we don't know.
I still wanted her to be. It was around that time Aru fell out of VTubing and we grew apart. The last messages in our DMs were from her asking me about doing the escape room at Twitch.
Wait, we need the DMs.
Us and a group of friends did plan to do the escape room there that year, which was organized in a separate Discord
But
server.
at the end of it, does this matter?
The last 2 sections of this document would be message to the pyro pups. It would be 2 pages in which she'd apologize to her pyro pups for just leaving them like this, that many of them must have lost faith in her, and that she's sorry she hadn't said anything sooner. She said that she accepts the fact that some pyro entitled Looking Ahead. Earlier this year, my world fell apart. I lost my friends, my fans, and opportunities I could have only ever dreamed of. But sometimes things need to fall apart in order to rebuild them back better. I'm choosing to look on the bright side. I needed something to break me out of my cycle of working all day every day and adjust my lifestyle for a healthier work-life balance. This was a long overdue reminder. This is not my manager since it didn't work out and I actually cut it from him. I do my own management.
Okay, wait. Actually, let me slow this down. Way down. I haven't been able to look at all the responses.
Knew this, maybe just not bow. Sorry, I don't remember well, and we have things sorted.
Girl, well, we watched 6 hours of content in 1 hour. Totally. I wasn't gonna sit down and watch the whole thing on stream, guys. That would be impossible.
What he did was paid to me. But since I backed out because my friends told me I was being stupid by taking it, it was discounted from a commission payment. The offer was $3,951, cost rigging, and Novels Horizon Cinder figure for my exclusivity. Thank you, friends. I also want to apologize to the people who have been mentioned with no reason at all on Cinder's doc. I needed help, but didn't think they would be included this way. They have nothing to do with the whole situation, so please don't...
There was an ad. Sorry, guys. Advertisement. You didn't miss anything important.
In this case, I guess she's referring to Akira. her unofficial manager. She then ends by saying, I have learned a lot through this whole situation I caused. Sadly, I will still be working as much as I can because that's what I like to do.
Basically, the only thing was the Aru part was mostly he said, she said with DMs and whatever. Again, I don't care.
Really rushed. She was clearly in a panic. There was broken English. It was all over the place. It didn't help her. And to the people that were siding with Cinder based on what was available in the document, this was proof that they were right, and so was Cinder. Nana was the issue, and without her, none of this would have happened. Is that truly the case, though? Well, that's up to you to decide. Another one of the people who
I disagree. I don't think so.
to Cinder would be Aru. She'd need over an hour to go through everything and explain her side of the situation. The first one would be in regards to Cinder saying that she was never the one who brought up Silverveil first. It was actually Aru. Watch.
Claimed. So this completely, it's a he said, she said situation at this point, because this is not true. Cinder literally told me that Silverveil inspired her and that one of her biggest dreams was to collab with Silverveil. And that is how it came up, because we were walking by the VShojo booth. So I don't know if this is how it happened in her head, but that is literally how it came up, because we were...
So already they both disagree on the most fundamental aspect of this, the fact that Cinder wasn't the first one to bring up Silverveil, right? Now, of course, in Cinder's document, she would say, Red can confirm this, he was a witness, but come on, like, he's your husband, right? It won't lead anywhere.
Yeah.
She would then address the last message she ever sent Cinder, where she was inviting her to come to an escape room, and Cinder didn't reply to her.
We did the escape room together. I remember you were feeling bad that you were shunned out. Yeah, no shit, me not getting, and like, let me just say, me not getting the invite did make me feel shitty. I was sad. I was like, oh man, I wish I could have gone with them. I wonder why I wasn't invited. That was literally my fucking mindset. I was like, damn, I wonder why I wasn't invited. That's really sad.
And the last thing I'll show you, right, again, this is an hour, but the last thing I'll show you that I think is interesting is her explaining why she thought that Cinder didn't like her. And it would be a story that Cinder hadn't talked about or mentioned in the Aru section. Watch.
I have no idea what she's talking about in her tweet when saying Cinder made it clear. IRL, she didn't like me. Oh, thank God you brought this up, Cinder. So this is real, and you can choose to believe me or not. If that person wants to come out and corroborate the story, I implore them, but I don't think they will. But I was on a trip with a bunch of YouTubers
she said.
around the time of my birthday. You guys can go back to this trip and find it. It's fine if you want to. There's a whole paper trail. But during my birthday, I went on a trip with a bunch of VTubers, and we were at this party.
Oh
thing.
gosh, I'm yawning.
But we were at this party thing, and we were going to go in groups, like in pairs of 2, to this thing. From what I saw, I actually had the flu during this time, so I was like really sick, and I was just sitting down quietly. And so we were supposed to go in pairs of 2. So each person had the pair of 2, and me and Cinder got paired together. And when me and Cinder were going to go do this thing,
yeah, I'm like actually paying attention to this part because I don't know this part.
In her ear, literally, this is happening right in front of me, by the way. And I say, wallahi, I swear on pummel, bro, this happened. So you know I'm not a fucking liar. And she whispered in this VTuber's ear, and then the VTuber told me, actually, Aru, I think I'll go with Cinder, and then I'll come back and take you. So then that VTuber grabbed Cinder right in front of me, by the way, after Cinder and I were supposed to go in together, took Cinder to go do the thing, and then came back and took me to go do the thing. And it happened right in front of my fucking eyes. So yes, I felt like you didn't fucking like me. And that really fucking hurt my feelings, by the way.
All right, so there you have it.
I will say, like, I said earlier that, like, things aren't that deep, but sometimes when it comes to IRL stuff, you get so many more clues. Even then, you still can't necessarily trust your interpretation of events in real life. But you do get way more clues than what you would online. Like, if let's say someone's like, oh, I can't collab multiple times in a row online, but it all happened within a month or 2 months. Well, then maybe they're just busy, right? You can't really know. But in real life, if their body language is giving you a certain vibe, I can see why it's easier to jump to a conclusion, oh, she doesn't like me. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, I can see that.
Didn't even know about something that Cinder failed to mention, and it really shows you just how nuanced all this is, right?
This is very nuanced. I will see that. We don't know.
Everything all of a sudden starts.
I can understand why it can feel like someone's being a mean girl.
Is Aru still in the wrong? I'll let you decide. The last thing I'll show about Aru is the fact that she made a pinned comment saying, "I just want to clarify that I made the decision I felt was right at the time. I still hold no ill will towards Cinder. I truly believe she can return to streaming and continue to find success." And finally, the last response someone in the document would make would actually be Bao during her debut stream that happened after.
I love Bao's new model. Look at that, like the gothic look.
That made him have his assumptions.
I'm gonna suffer configuring pulse meter for a bit. So lurky, okay, we're almost done anyway.
And yeah, if if anyone else wants to drop like a Google Doc on me, could you guys wait till like maybe after the holidays? Could you guys give me maybe like, I don't know, like a
I'm so sorry, Bao. You did not.
Really awesome.
It was not.
I'm actually
I don't like the so
I'm
revealing.
actually
Yeah, I like the
this
top to
close
face part.
to going
I think
into
isn't there a jacket
psychosis.
version?
Like that would be
The
really,
cheeks in
really
the
awesome.
background.
Yeah, I'm genuinely like this close. Like you don't even have to like write a Google Doc. Like make a scathing tweet about me, and that might just
Oh, that did not age
benefit
well.
artists.
Oh.
So yeah,
Ooh.
just letting anyone know if you got any issues you wanna air out with me. I can't even think of any. Apparently, a lot of things.
I just love the rocker look that she has in there, like the neck up. It's so cool.
Putting into Google Docs now, such as oh my god, like can you guys?
You sounds like
I don't know, maybe like taking my editors out for dinner, and one of my editors flying in from the Philippines.
He sounds like
prioritizing feeding them is
don't tell her that.
For a grudge against me, or actually, another thing too is you know
what, I'm gonna no, not the quality. I do wonder why the quality's down. I will increase the playback speed. I don't want to listen to her say like every 10 seconds.
Being so obsessed with me that you buy a Twitch sub and stalk my Discord server and try to watch my mental breakdowns through my sub server. Apparently that's a cause for a growing grudge. Or maybe
oh yeah, that's messed up.
A racist Japanese shop owner for
they sound so similar.
Apparently that's also justification for hating the absolute shit out of me. Oh no, sorry, I should have been nicer to that racist old Japanese lady that kicked me all my friends out despite us having a reservation. Yeah, no, it's cool, awesome, And yeah, by the way, I don't want your fucking money. Have a great life. Anyways, let's have a great stream today, guys. What do you think?
So yeah, this adds a lot of context to what Red had. It's like I mentioned, you know, anything. I'm sure she had her reasons, and now that she actually said them, well, she made Red look even worse than he already was, and that's a pretty hard thing to do. But Vermont came from the Philippines, all the way to Twitch
I slowed him down
just to meet up with Bao. And I mean, come on, man. Yeah, you got to make some tough decisions sometimes. It doesn't mean she doesn't like her friends. And when it came to that one friend who had a problem with Bao over an altercation that happened at a restaurant, well, now we know it was a racist owner. Maybe the friend just didn't like the fact that Bao made a big deal out of it, but I doubt that justifies wanting to blacklist her. We also would get some sort of a new detail at the end there with her saying, I don't want your money. This could mean anything, but it could indicate the fact that maybe Cinder or Red are trying to give her money for the damage they caused to her. But hey, don't worry, because this is all just speculation. I can't believe we made it to the end. In conclusion,
yeah, we totally made it to the end, right, guys? We totally sat down and watched every single minute of this.
It was worth all that effort. Cinder could have come back with a 5-page document laying out some of the things that bothered her.
That's what I'm saying.
While saying that
this
Red
did not need to be this long.
On the Discord server, and getting a manager that's well liked by the community who could set her straight. She would have been received by the wider VTuber community with open arms. I mean, it's been 5 months. Come on. And most people would say, yeah, you deserve a second chance. What she ended up doing was different. She wrote 1,000 pages, something that's never been done before and might win the Guinness World Record for a Google Doc written for the purpose of online drama. And if anything, this document showed us more issues regarding both Cinder and Red. Cinder was a terrible friend, especially from 2024 onwards. She admits this herself. We got to see the extent of how bad of a friend she actually was by neglecting her other friends like Bao and Numi. Red, on the other hand, turned out to be way worse than we could have ever imagined. The guy would create fan fiction in his head to justify hating people that were his wife's friends. It was a disaster. Objectively speaking, Red is radioactive. It needs to be kept away from anything Cinder related if she wants her brain to survive. When it comes to Cinder, though, I don't think most people think that she's evil. She made mistakes. And
yeah, I don't think she's evil. I don't think she's narcissistic. That's just over the board.
Conclusion too quickly, though, is the fact that she included the speculation parts of this document.
Oh my gosh, yes!
And even though she would
we don't need this.
They only cause further harassment, especially with a community of zealots who would do anything to defend their queen. That's the reality.
Oh my gosh, Mujin, you're so right.
Red's idea, honestly, at this point, who cares? They wrote it together, but that's really the one thing that I personally cannot ignore. I have a problem with it. In any case, this document and the drama will die down. Cinder will keep streaming, but she will be alone in doing so. But that's okay, because maybe at the end of the day, that's exactly what the Pyro Pups want. They want her to give them her full attention, with no distractions such as friends. If you watch until the end, you're crazy.
Sorry, the way you said that was kind of funny. No distractions such as friends.
What do you think about this mess? Because the only thing I can think about is how I never, ever in my life want to see another Google Doc ever again. You understand? Anyway, if you want me to become a part owner of Gamer Subs,
my goodness. Oh my goodness. Now I know why everybody was so tired yesterday. I know why everybody was so tired yesterday. Okay, I do kind of want to do some relaxation. Maybe some Animal Crossing. I'm in the mood for some Animal Crossing, guys. But I just don't know if y'all want me to restart the stream so I can make a new video for YouTube or just F it and I'm happy I actually fell asleep. Yeah. Or do you want me to uh just keep streaming, just change the topic on Twitch and just keep going? I don't know, what do y'all want? I think I'll just put a time. Thank you for the hydrate. I think I will just what is my Switch friend code? I can share it to you in the Discord after stream. I won't share it right now, I don't think. Animal Crossing New Horizons. Arampio-sama. Did you hear it? Sure, you can wait. Yay! Alright, we're gonna switch over to Animal Crossing. Hopefully. Wait, actually, I have a whole new system for Switch stuff, don't I? Let me see. Aha! Ha ha ha. Okay. Is it working? Mm. There it is. This is my Among Us. Uh. Actually, wait. Is there audio coming out though? Gosh, this game is taking forever to load. So if y'all haven't heard, the Animal Crossing 3.0 is coming out in January. Oh yeah, can you hear it? Yay! I have not been back in a while again. We're just gonna vibe. I do want to restart my island, but I will do that after debut, I think. Oh, we can do that then. Did they add the talking bits? Oh dear, my hair. Oh gosh. Have y'all seen my house yet? I can show you my house. Let me show you the inside of my house. I don't think there'll be any cockroaches. At least I don't think so. Last time I restarted a game after like months of not playing, there were like no cockroaches. This is the entrance room. And I believe this is my study here. Yeah. I don't think I've designed any beds that I can sleep in, which is gonna be a problem when I set up the Dream Island. I'll have to think about that. Here is the kitchen. What do you think, guys? Doesn't it look cozy? I think this is the bathroom. What do you think, guys? Doesn't look cozy as well. Looks like a spa. And then we're gonna go to the basement first. The basement? I ran out of ideas for the basement. You'll see. I don't know what this is. Looks like a ritual place. I always spent way too much time decorating an AC because I'm never really happy. Yeah. I think this island is basically complete. There's nothing else I can really do. I do plan on setting this up as a dream. You think you're leaving? Hurt him. What do you mean? It's okay, you can go. Oh, I can sleep. Did I go and set up the dream island? Before I forget. Y'all can save the dream address I create. Good night, Bertam. Did I read Luna's things? I don't know, I don't feel like reading anything. I'd like to share a dream. Oh my gosh, my passport info! I was like, wait, what? Oh, it's a fictional passport. I'm ready! In the old Animal Crossing days, I probably would have hidden the dream address to publish later, but nowadays, I don't think it matters. Okay. Alright guys, let me screenshot it, and then so I'll have it. But y'all can also feel free to screenshot it. Yeah, sure. I think my island's pretty. I think they'll like it. I didn't really use any bugs or anything on this one either, so it should be fine. If someone decides to be a dick about it, that's gonna be something. Actually, you know what? I might have to change the timing of the dream to like May-ish, so that's cherry blossom season. But we'll figure that out later. I might want to save it in the cherry blossom time, but for now we'll just leave it in the autumn time. I don't think it'll change it. Will it save it to the nighttime? That will be interesting. Nighttime is also really pretty. Okay, let's finally leave the house and check out the island. So, if someone wakes up in a dream, they'll wake up in the town square. So let's start there. Just to simulate. Isn't this so cool? Oh my god, I thought it was a genius when I made this. I want to show it off. Look at that. Well, I think my friend Arlette made these. I think it was her who made these. Sonogong. Even they pronounce my name as Galski. Raymond, let me talk to you. My favorite villager after Marshall. Oh, the theme of this island is Hina Hina. Yeah, that's the theme of the island. Might have to kill some bugs in here, but we'll just deal with that later. Okay, let's go to town square before I get distracted. So when you wake up from a dream, you'll likely wake up here. What do you think? Yojongshi-san. Hello, Genji. I'm gonna miss these villagers. I picked most of these villagers based off their house designs, so I might actually end up using some of them again. Because I do plan on still doing a Korean themed island for my next island. We go enter here. This is like a little park area. Very romantic. I try to do a lot of music designing when I did the island, so that I'd have little speakers play different songs. Oh, actually, can I visit Marshall? Is his light is on? Is this Marshall's house, or is this Ione's house? I got the wrong house. Oh, it's Ione's house, okay. He has a great setup. Look at her setup. That is crazy. Where's Marshall? Marshall is a must on my island. He's a must. He's at the top of the house. Look at that. Top of the hill. Oh, little baby. Why are you reading at the piano bench? Marshall. I love his setup too, the coffee setup. Alright, so I basically made a little hill, and then you can go over the hill. I try to decorate his house a little bit. Then you can go from the hill, across the bridge, to Abel's. And you can go down, go to the Nook shop. Then this is another home. I don't know whose home this is. And you can go back down. Okay. Forgot where the campsite is. Oh, wait. This flower garden. Do I leave it? Does it look nice? I think I just put this here as a flower dumping ground. I'm not gonna lie. It's not bad. I'll just leave the weeds here. Wisteria. This is the archery practice place. Too bad we can't actually do archery here. Well, that'd be cool. So a lot of the Korean targets, traditional archery targets look like this. So there's a few mushrooms here. We'll leave it. The path. I believe this is the path. And this is the eccentric scholar's home. Wait, did I decorate all the houses though? I might have to decorate the houses. I don't remember if I did. Ooh. Oh, this is nice. Did I finish decorating these houses? I might have to log in on the other IDs and finish decorating. Oh. What? Whoa! I totally forgot. Wow. This is amazing. You hate your sneezes. Look at this. This is so cool. I haven't seen this house in a long. By the way, I sound like a crazy person because I did make it, even though it's like other IDs, but I'm the one who made the. It's kind of spooky. Whoa. But I did also design all the houses. Whoa. It's been so long that I did not remember. That looks so cool. I believe, okay, I remember this room. This room is the same as the original design, I think. Because I also, this island used to be Dragon Prince themed. And I didn't know what to do with this room, so I just made this like... They hurt, they're way too loud, always unexpected. Oh. Yeah, I think... You gotta be careful, you gotta make sure you're not twisting your back while you sneeze, because you can actually pinch a nerve that way. I know someone where that happened. Sucks. This is so cool though. Alright, I don't know if the basement and attic are done though. Okay, wait, let me see the front of this room. Front of the room is always like neglected. Okay. Basement first. Because we're basement dwellers. We're basement dwell- Whoa! What? What? This is so cool. I didn't know I did this. Oh my gosh. What was I on? I was crazy. Oh my gosh. Not, I'm being for real, okay? I'm not, I totally forgot how crazy I was. Oh my goodness. I bet old me was unhappy. I bet old me thought this was all ugly. But I'm gonna tell you now, as the current me, it's amazing. Oh, okay, this one's a little weird. Okay, I will say this though. These rugs, I got to see rugs that look just like this in Turkey, and I'm gonna say they're so exquisite. They're so exquisite to see in real life. I don't know though. I don't know if it matches. I feel like it matches the personality of the owner of this house. Let's just put it that way. Oh, sorry. Yeah, this person is the eccentric person with a lot of butted spaces. I think I designed it so I can't go across. Oh, this is the bridge. Oh. But there is a way to the back. This is like the marketplace. Oh. The peach orchard. I believe this is Tiansheng's house. And then... Man, I put so much thought into this island. What in the world? I'm crazy. Yeah, I'm crazy, right? Look at this farm. We're gonna ignore the money tree. Yo, I'm crazy. I am legitimately crazy. What have I done? Oh, this is something I made recently. Decorate this rock. Yeah, I don't need it. Probably gonna have something I don't need. By the way, this peach is actually a reference to a Japanese myth called Momotaro, where a baby comes out of a peach. I am insane. What in the world? Okay, this is the airport view. This is what people see when they land from the airport. Isn't this crazy? Am I... What? I'm calling myself crazy, but I'm legit crazy. I think I want to decorate the beach, but I think that the island is so busy that I think we should have like a place that's just left alone, for real. I think the beach can just stay the beach. Wait, how do we get to that house? Oh. Wow. I have no idea. Where's the campsite? They said there's a campsite. I didn't see no campsite. Okay, I don't think this is the way to go. Wait, actually it is. Wait, how do we get up there? Oh. Kabuki! He's such an old man. Alright, let me show you a red spot. Red is here! Ah, red! We won't buy anything. But... yeah, I don't have any bells anyway. I'm poor. A froggy chair. 1800 bells? I don't have 1800 bells. Frick you, Red. Us foxes need to stick together. Got betrayed. That's why you can't trust them foxes. But yeah, that's Red's beach. Tried to make it look like an old stone place. Where is this campsite? Did I completely block it from ever making it happen? But you know what? We should enter the other two houses. I don't think I finished making them. Wait. How do we get out of here? Are we stuck? Is this not the way to go? No, it's not. Okay. Is there no campsite? Did I obliterate where the campsite would be? Oh, this place is gonna get upgraded soon. 3.0. Sure, why not? Oh my gosh, Eve! Welcome! The alerts are not working. Thank you for the raid! You came right on time. You wouldn't have liked me talking about the drama earlier. I went over the whole Cinder video by Mujin. Oh my gosh. But now we're just doing some Animal Crossing. I'm so excited for the update. Oh, LML, I'm still working on that one. Yeah, I kind of skipped around because I already read the doc. I just had a few pointers about some things that happened. But yeah. About 3 hours in? Nice. That's halfway there. Why not? I don't have any ingredients. Well, I'm gonna leave now. What the? Okay, fine. Okay. Oh wow, that shuffling is crazy. I'm gonna guess higher. What? Out of all the cards that were possible? Yeah, I'm leaving. I lost. I don't need it though. Okay. Now the real question is, if there's supposed to be somebody at the campsite, but I don't think people can actually make a campsite. Okay, I am curious if these houses are furnished. If they're not, that means my island is not done. That means my island is not done. Oh, oof, okay. Yeah, so we're just gonna have to finish these houses. And then... Oh yeah. Oh yeah, we're gonna have to finish these houses before we, start a new island. I guess that's my next project. Oof. I think I have an idea of what I wanted to do, though. Alright, you stay safe for the drive. Thank you, Eve. It was great seeing you too. What? I guess I just want an egg room. I guess that's one room furnished. I think this is supposed to be like a classic American home with like a baby room, maybe? It's my room, it's me themed. Look, it's Gao. Gao. The autumn leaves. I definitely need the maple leaf mat in that one. But what's the theme of this house? I don't understand. What was I thinking? Okay, this room is done. Whoa. Whoa. Maybe the shelves downstairs is just leftover shelves that kind of fit into this room. Whoa. Okay, I don't understand though. I guess this person likes nature. I think the concept is this person likes nature things. Maybe there's gonna be an observatory room maybe in the middle. Okay. I'll think about it. I'll have to think about this. I did not remember what my intention was for this house. So, yeah. Let's check out this house. Oh. Completely empty. Oh, I'm in pain. I'm in pain. It's empty! Oh, it has a starter furniture too. I'm in so much pain right now. I'm so much pain. I did not know there was a whole house. Oh, ow, 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 ow. I'm taking damage. I'm taking damage. Well, I guess this is like an Animal Crossing audit. Now I'm embarrassed. I put this island on a dream island. No, there's empty house. And a half empty house. The other house is half empty. This one's completely empty. No, I'm in pain. Okay, I will say on the right side. This house doesn't even have a basement. They didn't fully upgrade the house. What? Ah! Ah! I'm in so much pain. Ah! Okay. We are gonna have to fix that. Alright, let's find this campsite. Where is the campsite? Do you think maybe they didn't make a campsite? Because there's no space? Oh, this rocky area should also be decorated. The entire back island is travelable. Interesting. But not here though, right? Yeah, this way is blocked. So y'all didn't see no campsite, right? I wish I could add Korean doors and gates, because the torii gate is very Japanese looking. I just made do though. I shouldn't say Japanese looking, it just straight up is Japanese. Which is fine, it's just not my vision. But yeah. So there is no campsite. Isabel lied to me. Probably because there's like literally no space to put a camp. Oh, there's a market area here. By the way, I didn't show y'all. So many Lily of the Valleys. Maybe there's a... I don't think there's a campsite here, though. Yeah, okay. We're gonna save for now. It's time for me to sleep. It's been 2 hours of streaming and I'm tired and I have things to do. I gotta... speaking of, next week is gonna be my debut stream! So I'm trying to finish the trailer that I need to release. Try to release tonight or maybe tomorrow. But yeah, I haven't picked the time yet. I'm thinking I'm gonna start, maybe I'll start at 6:30 like usual, or maybe I'll start later. There's gonna be so many surprises! Y'all should be excited! I'm so excited. I will say I kind of failed in planning on something, so like new emotes and things, it's gonna take a while to get those with the new design. Because I did get emotes for the new character design. So we'll continue enjoying the chibi design emotes for a little bit longer. But yeah, it's gonna be so many other new things though. You'll see. I'm so excited! Ah! Alright. I thank you so much. Let me just switch. Thank you so much for sticking around with the 6-hour long video that I skipped around, so we made it to like an hour-ish, a little bit over an hour. And then a little bit of Animal Crossing, and you watched me take physical, emotional, psychological, psychic damage. Yeah, psychic damage from seeing a house that was completely empty and didn't even have a basement. I'm in so much pain right now, learning that my island is not finished, but that just means that there's more things to do before the update. Alright. Bye-bye, guys!